cause economic losses amounting to over $1 billion each year, but also severely impact the ecosystem and local communities. Among these, wild parrots, with a population of up to 17 million, are particularly problematic. Also frequently found in urban and suburban areas, where they can easily nest in roof crevice and other structures. This not only causes inconvenience to residents but also pollutes the environment by leaving behind significant amounts of crops, especially fruit and seed plants. Moist tropical forests of Central and South America, Africa, and the Australian cultural output and can lead to significant economic losses for farmers and landowners. This situation requires careful management and pest control strategies to minimize the impact of these birds on the agricultural sector. In the context of urban and agricultural management, parrots, particularly the Gala species Aeolophus resiocapilla, have been recorded in a wide variety of habitats across the Australian continent, from arid areas to dense forests. Notably, they are Australia is facing significant challenges from the invasion of harmful, non-native animal species, including wild pigs, rabbits, foxes, feral cats, and various harmful bird species such as feral parrots. These invasive species not only destroy a substantial amount of crops. Additionally, their high sociability and strong adaptability to diverse living environments make managing and controlling their population growth challenging. In summary, the Gala is not only a distinctive parrot species of Australia, but also one that has a significant impact on urban and agricultural landscapes, necessitating careful attention and management to minimize its negative effects on human habitats and agricultural ecosystems. Based on the vigorous growth of vegetation, surge is mainly due to the abundance of food and nesting materials, which create favorable conditions for the growth of this small bird species, typically living in flocks and often targeted by predatory birds such as hawks. Despite the presence of predators, their impact on the overall number of buggies, parrots, in Australia is negligible, with estimates of only about 1.3% of individuals dying annually to predators and other causes such as disease or hunting. The breeding season of buggy parrots extends from September to February of the following year. However, extremely dry weather conditions or a lack of nesting materials can cause them to temporarily cease reproduction. After about 6 to 7 weeks, the chicks are ready to leave the nest. The number of individuals in a flock usually increases from 13 to 17 times after each breeding season. Similar to other parrot species in Australia, buggies parrot of droppings. The Gala is one of the most populous parrot species in Australia, typically living in large flocks of about 100 individuals. Their presence on such a large scale reducing productivity and the quality of agricultural products. Furthermore, they can also destroy agricultural infrastructure, including irrigation systems, thereby increasing maintenance and repair costs. Additionally, indirect damage occurs when the fruit's skin is compromised, facilitating the growth of rot and Bacteria cerea fungal infections, particularly in cold weather conditions. Fruits damaged by birds not only decrease in commercial value but also force farmers to invest additional efforts and costs in the harvesting process to remove the damaged fruits. Other impacts include early harvesting, which significantly diminishes the quality and volume of the produce. Damage to parts such as leaves and branches due to activities like pruning and sapling removal by birds can not only directly affect the produce in the current season but also impact the growth of the plant in subsequent seasons. Especially if the damage occurs in the middle or after the rainy season, the population of buggies parrots in Australia may significantly increase. Their presence on farms affects agriculture. In today's video, join Nature Farm as we explore the measures Australian farmers implement to control the population of these harmful bird species and minimize their impact on agriculture and the natural environment. I hope you will take a moment to like the video and subscribe to our channel to support us. And now let's get into the details. In the livestock and agriculture industry, the impacts caused by wildlife are not limited to mammals. Indigenous cultural heritage legislation. Regarding economic challenges, a recent study found that 69% of farmers on medium-sized farms perceive economic conditions and costs as a significant challenge, compared to only 49% of all farmers. Conversely, among dairy cattle farmers, 69% reported experiencing fewer economic and cost-related issues compared to 30% of other farmers. Physical damage caused by gala parrots to the fruit industry is substantial, with over 95% of buds and shoots on grapevines lost. This species not only damages by eating the fruits, but also through actions like pruning leaves and gnawing of fruits like walnuts, almonds, olive, macadamia nuts, and kei apples. Therefore, galas are considered one of the major pests in the Australian fruit industry. The report presented to the Parliament by the Macadamia Industry Council along with agricultural producers in Victoria highlighted the severe economic damage caused by roosters to the nut processing industry. Specifically, in Victoria, significant losses were recorded with 42% of hazelnut production, 10% of olive production, and 5% of passion fruit production affected. The total estimated cost of damage ranges from $8,800 to $277,000, including administrative costs at least 7 times a day. Therefore, small water holes in the arid region of Australia are often observed as habitats for this bird species. This information is provided after a general discussion on invasive animal species in Australia, highlighting the growth and ecological impact of the Buggy's parrots. Farmers face numerous challenges due to the intrusion of various bird species, which significantly affect agricultural activities. Birds can directly damage parts of crops such as buds, leaves, and fruit, indicated that the average damage caused by birds and flying foxes ranges from 20% to 40%, with severe damage rates exceeding 35% for many crops such as rabbits and wild boars. In Australia, farmers and ranch owners face significant damage from the destruction caused by millions of wild birds, particularly those belonging to the Psittacidae family, also known as parrots. These parrot species often share similar morphological characteristics and habitats. Today, more than 300 species of parrots are recognized, most of which inhabit territories, sometimes reaching thousands of individuals. This reproductive lower areas of the growth nodes. These challenges require farmers to implement effective crop management and protection measures to minimize damage and ensure agricultural productivity. In the agriculture and livestock industry of Australia, it is estimated that over 4 million gala parrots exist across the territory. Annually, this bird species causes approximately 173 million Australian dollars in damage to cropping activities, especially cereals. A flock of galahs can consist of hundreds or even thousands of individuals, causing severe damage to wheat and barley fields, particularly close to harvest time. Fruit farms growing bananas and mangoes also attract gala flocks, further complicating crop management and protection. In addition to the damages caused by pests, Australian farmers face numerous other challenges such as economic uncertainties, including global economic conditions and rising production costs. Other factors affecting agriculture include climate change, natural disasters, diseases, government policies, and labor conditions. Notably, farmers in Western Australia have expressed significant concerns regarding government policies, especially the recent obligation of crops including passion fruit, longan, lychee, peach, persimmon, rambutan, date, starfruit, soursop, jack, such as the use of high ultrasonic frequencies is also considered an effective method in repelling invasive parrot species. Combining sound with visually intimidating objects such as owl status or scarecrows can enhance the effectiveness of this approach. Farmers in Australia often employ this composite method to more effectively control invasive bird species. The materials used to make bird nets, typically UV-stabilized polyethylene, are widely utilized to prevent birds from entering areas like farm storage and garages, while also protecting the birds from harm. Using bird netting is one of the most effective methods for controlling bird populations for both seasonal problem resolution and long-term application in commercial facilities. This method is the least harmful and is a form of non-lethal animal control. Therefore, it is favored by the wildlife conservation community to minimize damage caused by invasive bird species such as parrots. In the context of management and conservation, hunters play a crucial role in maintaining the ecological balance of parrot populations. Ethical hunting methods, which emphasize sustainable harvesting and population control, not only help prevent overcrowding but also reduce negative environmental impacts. Through controlled hunting, conservationists make a significant contribution to managing parrot populations, and it is part of a larger effort to preserve their natural habitats. Conservation initiatives and additional labor time. Moreover, the damage caused by roosters to fruit cultivation is immeasurable. In another situation, a species named Gala has been reported to have destroyed hundreds of almond trees, with the conversion costs estimated at up to $1,516 per tree. Crows, which exhibit similar habits to roosters, have also been identified as a serious hazard to almond trees, affecting both yield and product quality. A survey conducted with gardeners in the Northern Territory significantly impacts agricultural activities, as these parrots can consume or destroy the region, including Australia. In this issue, Oceania, particularly Australia, is home to approximately 56 species of parrots, with an estimated total population of up to 17 million individuals. Notable species include the sulfur-crested cockatoo, rainbow lorikeet, gala, and bajaraga, which are common throughout the continent. These flocks of parrots can range in size from a few dozens to several hundred individuals and often appear in both rural and urban areas. These parrots not only cause noise disturbances but can also severely damage. Parrots have a habit of consuming various seeds and grains in the wild and typically drink water. Responsible tourism are also activities aimed at ensuring the long-term survival of parrot populations, balancing population control efforts with conservation. Maintaining a balance between the health of individual parrots and the stability of the broader ecosystem is essential. Parrot species living in environments with specific conditions also face severe population decline risks. Studies show that parrots living in restricted environments depending on hunting experts. This multifaceted issue has many different perspectives, but the main goal is to ensure the sustainable development of populations, balancing ethical principles with the maintenance of ecosystem health. Reports indicate that certain biological factors, including the physical characteristics of large parrot species, significantly influence safety of the birds without causing harm. Additionally, the application of sound measures identify manageable strategies for the critically endangered night parrot. The CAT-K method has been assessed as the most effective management strategy for this species. In the context of modern agriculture and livestock farming, adopting specialized conservation measures can offer significant benefits. Specifically, controlled grazing to prevent the intrusion of particular plant species and with limited distribution ranges are at much higher risk than other species that thrive in a variety of environments. Forest exploitation has significantly diminished natural ecosystems, directly impacting the survival of tree-nesting bird species, particularly parrots. About 70% of all parrot species rely on tree hollows for nesting, and they primarily consume seeds and fruits from the forest. To understand the current status of these species, it is essential to establish a scientific database on their distribution and biodiversity, as well as to assess the threats they face. Allocating budget for conservation programs designed to protect these species is extremely necessary. However, many species face extinction risks and have not been thoroughly studied, making the selection of appropriate conservation strategies complex. In such uncertain cases, fewer offspring and, as reported, a higher likelihood of being hunted. Moreover, events is considered an optimal strategy for maintaining the neutral habitat of the night parrot. The method of wildlife control aimed at protecting this ecosystem is not only cost-effective but also contributes to enhancing ecological stability. Today's video has come to an end. How do you feel about the information we mentioned in the video? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the Nature Farm channel to watch more interesting videos. Goodbye and see you in the next videos. Experts from wildlife management organizations and ethical hunting associations can provide damage from invasive bird species, especially parrots, has proven to be a cost-effective and sustainable solution. Especially parrots has proven to be a cost-effective and sustainable solution. The nets not only prevent these birds from accessing architectural structures and agricultural areas but also provide a discreet and waterproof barrier, ensuring the functions. Initiative programs involving hunting license and free collection aim to find a reasonable balance between population management and conservation. These programs require intensive coordination and dialogue between conservationists and feral cats. Combined with effective management of wildlife, hunting management not only helps maintaining population numbers within controlled limits but also contributes to overall conservation efforts by supporting biodiversity and ecosystems at the risk of extinction. This risk is heightened due to longer lifespans, fewer hunting practices, and ensuring deep insights into conducting systematic studies to determine quotas and develop sustainable hunting strategies. These experts also frequently emphasize the importance of conserving and restoring natural habitats. Pursuing fair change, it is necessary to apply evidence-based decision-making approaches to evaluate the potential of future management strategies. We have used structured interviews with experts to identify fruit, sapodilla, guava, star apple, apple and apple juice, vegetables and beans, as well as some tropical fruits like plums, abu fruit, bananas, watermelons and mangoes are also heavily impacted. Farmers in Western Australia are particularly concerned about the impact of diseases related to this issue. In the context of foreign policy in Western Australia, local farmers have praised the government's strategies before the reversal of the Indigenous Cultural Heritage Act, an action that has sparked much controversy. According to the survey conducted, 41% of farmers view this strategy as one of the greatest challenges they face in conserving endangered species, particularly those suffering severe devastation from activities like poisoning traps or excessive hunting. In agriculture and livestock, the use of nets to control that hunting activities adhere to high ethical standards. They argue that effective hunting